everyone, welcome back to SM High. Today before we start, I want to play a quick game. One simple question, think carefully before you answer. So ready? I'm talking about the newspaper game. Okay, and it's totally based upon the story of Mr. Tan. You get it? And the situation, I want you to listen carefully. The situation is Mr. Tan is a retired man. Every morning at 6 a.m. he buys newspaper for $4 each. You get it? He sells each newspaper for $8. Are you clear? So at noon, whatever newspaper are left, he throws away. Zero value, gone. Average demand, if I will consider, is 50 newspaper per day. Mr. Tan buys exactly 50 newspaper every day because this is the average demand. The question is his daily profit is 50 into 4, if I will talk, is $200? Yes or no? So this is a game. Think carefully. So in simple, what do you think? 50 papers, $4 profit each, look like 200 profit, right? Almost correct. And everyone says yes. But the answer is no. Why? And the reason is, why this is no? Why I'm saying no? It's not a correct answer. Because it will completely change how you think about ordering. And let me show. And the major point is, the answer is no from my side. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why and never make this mistake again. Okay? The major point is why my answer is no, that I will explain now. Here is the key thing everyone misses. Average demand is we considered 50 newspaper per day. But demand is never exactly 50 every day. I already mentioned in the video, it is an average demand. Not every day is 50. Some days 30 people buy, some days 70 people buy. It goes ups and down. Every single day is different. And that is called uncertain demand. Because sometimes it's 30, sometimes it's 70, right? And uncertain demand creates a problem. A big problem, I will show you. We will take scenario A and scenario B. Okay. In scenario A, only 30 people are there who are coming to buy a newspaper. In scenario B, it's 70. Okay. In scenario A, Mr. Tan bought 50 newspaper. In scenario B is the same. He bought 50 newspaper. In scenario A, he sold how many? 30. But in scenario B, he sold only and only 50. Why? Because he have only 50. Right. In this case, what he is doing? He is throwing away 20 papers. Means he only sold 30. 20 is still left. Right? Throws out. And here in scenario B, what happened? 20 customers go away empty. 20 customers go away empty. Because the demand was 70, but he have only 50 pieces stock or 50 newspaper stock you can consider. Now, here 20 into, if I will consider $4, how much he lost? He wasted $80. Okay, in this case, in scenario A, he wasted. But in scenario B, 20 into $4, 80, he lost as a profit, means profit lost. Okay. So, clear picture is, in scenario A, he lost $80 and in scenario B, he lost $80. Scenario is different, but the amount what he lost is $80 only. So, do you see the problem? When only 30 people come, he throw away 20 papers. That is $80 wasted. When 70 people want papers, he run out after 50. That is 20 missed sale and $80 in lost profit. So on some days, he loses because he ordered too many here. Okay. And on other days, he loses because he ordered too few. In scenario B, both ways, what he loses money. And that is why his average profit is not, as we discussed, is not $200. Because demand varies He can never order the perfect number every day. But can he get closer to perfect? Yes. And that is exactly what the news vendor model does. Okay, clear? So the news vendor model needs a method to find the best order quantity when demand is uncertain and you only get one chance to order. I'm repeating again. A news vendor model is a method to find the best order quantity when demand is uncertain and you only get one chance to order. Okay, so if I'll consider examples, Christmas toys, winter coats, New Year flowers, concert tickets, fashion season clothes, any product where you order once and then sell. This model applies. Which models? News vendor models. So keep it in mind. We will again go in our video. We will work on the news vendor model, how people are using this model to get a proper order quantity. Next is too much and too little problem. Means if we are ordering too much, that is also issue. We are ordering too little, that is also issue. Every business that orders stocks faces the same two problems. Only two, but they pull in opposite directions. Let me introduce them properly. Okay. The first is order too much and the second is order too little. In order too much, what problem will happen? Leftover stock. Okay. If you are ordering too much, you will left some stock. In little, run out of the stock. Run out of stock. Second problem, what will be? Thrown away or sold cheap. If we have too much stock, either we will throw or either we will sell in a very cheap amount. Thrown away or sold cheap. In too little case, customers go away, right? You are not able to give them whatever they are looking because you don't have stock. Third, money wasted. Right? Money wasted. And here, you lost the money here. Profit missed. Okay. So this is the scenario. And in both scenario, your profit will hurt. You can see here. Okay, don't go. I know this is not able to understand. So that's why I always upload the presentation, whatever I'm saying here on my website. And I always add the presentation link on my description. Okay, so you can go there and you can download the PPT for your better understanding. Now we'll come back to the topic. So in this both scenario, what is the main thing is hurting? That is a profit. Correct? Whatever is the case, either it's too much, either it's too little, only one thing is hampering, that is a profit. Okay, and the question is now, how do you balance them? At the end, you need to balance, right? You can't survive like with this scenario. You need to do something to balance this number. And we will discuss about on this thing, how we can balance this issue and how we can order the exact quantity what we are looking, or nearby at least. Now, here is where it gets interesting. These two problems do not hurt equally. Sometimes ordering too much, it hurts more. Sometimes ordering too little, it also hurts more, right? And which one hurts more? That tells you how many to order. Are you getting my point? Which one hurts you more? Either order too much or too little. This method will tell you how many to order. Let me explain with two costs. Okay. The first, just focus. The first is CO. Okay. It means overage cost. Overage cost means I ordered too many minus what did I lose per extra item. Means I ordered too many minus what did I lose per extra item. Okay, is equal to, you can consider in a simple way, buying. I'm writing down the meaning. Buying price means in which price I ordered that item, and money recovered from the leftover stock. Money recovered from the leftover stock. Okay. For example, my buying cost was $4 minus 0. Because leftover stock I'm throwing out, right? So what profit I'm getting? Nothing. It will be 0. So this is my final value. Example, Mr. Tan bought a paper for a $4 and nobody bought it. He threw it away, right? So he lost how much? $4, of course. And the next is CU. CU means underage cost. This is overage. Here I am losing $4. This is underage. Underage cost, right? Underage cost means I ordered too few. What profit did I miss per item? Per item. Here also I declare per item I lost $4. Okay. And here also I will lose $4 per item. So what will be the formula? Selling price minus buying price. Right? What will my selling price? $8, as I mentioned, and my buying price is $8 is equal to $4. How much I'm losing? $4, right? Example: a customer wanted a paper. Mr. Tan had none left. He could have made $4 profit, but he missed because of he ordered very few, and this is a CEU, means underage cost. Okay, so now here also $4, here also $4. So CO is equal to CU. They both are equal, which is $4. Here also is losing $4. Here also is losing $4, which is equal. I will explain. CO is a simple means how much did you lose on each item you could not sell. Okay, and CO means how much profit did you miss on each item you ran out. One is about waste, okay, and one is about missed sale. This is waste and this is missed sales. Easy, correct? And the interesting is CU is equal to CU for Mr. Tan. Both cost are $4. This means missing a sale hurts exactly as much as wasting a paper. Missing a sale has exactly hurting as much as wasting a paper. So the best strategy for Mr. Tan is to order right at the average. What is that? That is a 50 paper. So his order quantity is 50, but his profit is still not 200 because demand varies and he loses money on both sides. It's not mandatory that he is selling his 50 papers every day. As I mentioned earlier, sometimes demand is 30, sometimes demand is 70. Still our profit is not 200. So now let me show you what happened when CO and CU are different. This case I explained on the basis of this. Now in this case, CO and CU is equal. If CO is bigger than CO, order more than average. If CU is bigger than CO, order more than average. Missing sales hurts more than waste. If CU is bigger than CO, order less than average. Waste hurts more than missing sales. Okay, that is a key rule. You need to keep it in the mind. Now the next section is the critical ratio. The formula that brings everything together, we called it critical ratio. One simple formula tells you exactly how many to order, and the formula is, if I will ask, the critical ratio formula is CU divided by, okay, CU divided by CO plus CU. This is a formula of critical ratio. If I will say again, CU means, as I mentioned, underage cost. CU means overage cost. This gives you a number between 0 and 1. Okay? And it tells you what percentage of days should you not run out. If the critical ratio is 0.8, for example, it means out of 10 days, you should have enough stock on 8 days. On 2 days, you accept running out. Why not all 10 days? Because keeping that match extra stock, which wastes too much money. And the critical ratio find the sweet spot between too much and too little. For example, I mentioned here 0.8. So to find this number, the critical ratio is the best way how much you can order, so it will not go to the waste stock and it will not go to the less stock. Let me show you the calculation with Mr. Tan example to solve the critical ratio. The CO wants $4, right? And the CU was $4. We saw it in our previous discussion, right? And the critical ratio formula is this. So it will be 4 divided by 4 plus 4. Correct? And the calculation I will do, 4 divided by 8 is 0.5. 0.5 is our critical ratio, right? So now what does 0.5 actually mean? The actually means 0.5, I will explain you with Mr. Tan real data over 10 days with the help of demand. Look, so if I will consider day here and I will consider demand, okay, the days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, correct? The actual demand is 30. I will considering 30, 45, 55, 40 if I will consider for day 4, 70, 35 you can take for 6th day, okay, 60, 40, 60 for 8th day you can consider maybe 48, okay, and you can consider here 65 or 52. The average is coming 50 every day. If you will look this data carefully, you will realize on day 1, 2, okay, and 4, 6 and 8, on these days the demand is below 50, right? 35 and this 48. But if you will see the other days, the demand is above 50. For example, in 3rd it is 55, on 3rd day, on 5th day is also 70, okay, and on the 7th day it is also 60, right? So on these days demands are actually high. So Mr. Tan run out, he missed sales. We will consider that. So with this data, what we realize that 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a leftover stock and 5 days is run out. Exactly half and half, right? So that is what critical ratio 0.5 means. Your order quantity sits right in the middle of the demand, and half the time demand is below you, half the time demand is above you. And since both costs are equal at $4, that this is the perfect balance point out. If he raised the order to 60, fewer run out but more waste. If we drop to 40, less waste but more run outs. So at 50, both sides are balanced equally, and that is why critical ratio 0.5, order at the average. Now we are taking new example, and the new example is pizza seller. Okay, let me give you a brand example. Forget Mr. Tan and newspaper for a moment. Meet John, the new person, who is a pizza seller. John runs a small pizza shop near a university. Every morning he makes fresh pizza. Whatever is not sold by closing time, it goes in the bin. Cannot sell next day, of course. So 0 value, it's gone. We will consider John pizza shop calculations. Now we are considering John is selling each pizza is for $5. Okay, and the cost to make each pizza is $2. You consider, okay. Leftover value if I will say 0. Bin, we cannot sell in the next day. He cannot sell in the next day. The average daily demand of pizza is 100. You consider. Now the big question is, should John make exactly 100 pizzas every day? It is a correct demand. So we'll say. Before we answer that, we need to understand two situations here. Situation 1 is, John makes 101 pizza, but only 100 customers came. So that one extra pizza goes in the bin. How much did he lose on that? 1 pizza. Okay, and the second situation is, John makes 99 pizzas, but 100 customers come. That last customer finds nothing left. How much profit did John miss on that 1 pizza is? These two numbers, the loss from 1 wasted pizza and the profit missed from 1 lost sales, are the two costs we need. And once we knew them, we can find the perfect order quantity. So I will calculate. Situation 1 is, if John makes 1 extra pizza that nobody bought. So for that 1 extra pizza, how much cost he spent? $2 to make it, right? Nobody bought it. He threw it away. He lost how much? Exactly $2. He lost here. So what is the CO here? CO is equal to 2. It is an overage, right? But in situation 2, if John make 1 pizza short when a customer wanted it, a customer wanted 1 more pizza and the John had none left, he could have made $3 profit here, right? Because if he will sell that pizza, he will make $3 profit, but here he lost $2. So in second situation, what he did, he could have made $3 profit. How? 5 minus 2 is equal to 3 as per this calculation. So he missed $3 here. So what is our CU? CU is $3. It's very clear. Here the number is not equal as like Mr. Tan case study, right? So missing a sale cost John $3, but wasting a pizza only cost $2. Missing a sales hurt more than wasting a pizza in this case. So what does that tells us? John should make more than 100, but exactly how many more? That is where the critical ratio helps. If you remember the critical ratio formula, we will put the values and we'll find the critical ratio. We'll find the critical ratio number. The formula was, if you remember, CU divided by CO plus CU. So CU is $3 here, okay, and CU is $2 and plus $3. So 3 divided by 5 is equal to 0.6. Okay, so that is our critical ratio in this case. In Mr. Tan case, our critical ratio was 0.5, correct? But here it is 0.6. So with the help of the critical ratio, we will find how exactly and how many more we need to make pizza. So after the calculation, we find our critical ratio is 0.6 in this case. What does this mean in simple words? Out of 10 days, John has enough pizza on 6 days. Okay, and run out of 10 is 6 days. How much is run out? It is 4 days. Now remember, when both costs are equal, the critical ratio is always 0.5, and that means order exactly at the average. But here CU is 3 and the CO is 2, which is CU is bigger than CO, correct? So the critical ratio went above 0.5 to 0.6, and whenever the critical ratio goes above 0.5, it means order more than the average. Clear it in the mind. Whenever the critical ratio goes above 0.5, it means order more than the average. So John orders more than 100. How much more? That is what next in the step 3 calculations you will get to know. In step 3 calculations, we will see our average demand was 100 pizza. In standard deviation, I consider 20 pizza. Standard deviation assumptions as per the past sales data means how much demand goes ups and down from the average each day. That is 20 I considered. And the critical ratio we found how much? 0.6, right? And the Z value is 0.25. Z value means a number from the Z table that converts critical ratio, which is 0.6, into a quantity, right? So the formula is Q is equal to average demand, okay, plus Z value multiplied by standard deviation. That is the formula. How much means we need to order, how much more we need to order. From here, from critical ratio, we find, okay, we need to order more in this case. But how much more we need to order, how much quantity more we need to order, with the help of this formula, we will find out, okay, this is my critical ratio. With the help of critical ratio, I find, okay, I need to order more in this case, not less or not average. So, but how much more we need to order, right? We need a particular number, quantity number to order. So, with the help of this formula, we will find out how much we need to order. Average demand is 100 plus Z value is 0.25 multiplied by standard deviation, which is 20. Okay. So, 100 plus, if I will consider, that is 5, is equal to 105 pizzas. We get the number. How much we need to extra? 5 more pizza we need to extra. 5 more pizza we need to consider. Okay, like average demand is 100, but I will take 5 extra. With the help of this calculation, we get to know it is 105 extra pizza we need to order, or we need to consider as a demand. Now, you might be asking, where does this Z 0.25 come from? So first of all, please note the Z table converts a critical ratio percentage into a number that you multiply with the standard deviation. The Z table, it comes from called the Z table. The Z table is ready-made table used in the statistics. You can download from the Google, okay, and from there you can simply look up your critical ratio value in the table, and it gives you the Z number. It is standard table, okay. It is a ready-made table used in the statistics, and it is available on the Google. You can download from there. And the critical ratio 0.6 we found, okay, if you will look that critical ratio 0.6 in the Z table, you against that, suppose in the Z table, if you point 0.6 value in the table, in the opposite you will find the Z value of 0.6, which is 0.25. Okay, so you don't need to calculate Z value yourself from your side. The table does it for you. Just like a multiplication table, you look it up and that's it. I will give example, like I will draw a table for your reference how it is looking like in the Google, or how it is actually format of a Z table. Z table is like that, critical ratio and the Z value. If I will consider critical ratio 0.50, 0.60, 0.70, okay, you can consider 78 in this case, 0.90, okay. Against that the Z value will be mentioned, like here it's 0.00, okay, 0.25, in the case of third value it will be 0.52, 0.77 in this case, and it is 1.28 in the case of 0.90. So you look up your critical ratio here, like in our case it is 0.60, so our Z value is 0.25, and you can read off the Z value, simple as that. So for John, critical ratio was 0.6, and look up 0.6 in the Z table, and the Z value is 0.25. Now plug that value into the formula and you will get the answer, which we already used. So our answer was 105 pizzas. So John should make 105 pizza, not 100. We find that number after the calculation, just 5 extra above the average, because missing a sales loss cost more than wasting a pizza at $2. Okay, those 5 extra pizza protect John from losing $3 sales, and over a whole year that small difference adds up to the real money. That is the news vendor model working for John. Small smart decision, big impact over time. Okay, the simple summary is higher critical ratio make more than average, lower critical ratio make less than average, equal cost make exactly the average. The math decides for you. Okay, and we already did all these 3 cases. If the ratio is high, which is 0.6, we ordered the more. When the ratio is less, you need to order less. And the equal, if the value is equal, which we already did in the Mr. Tan case, which was the 0.5, that exactly you need to order. Okay, so you just need to focus on the number and you will get your answer. Let me now put everything together in one clean framework on the board for your reference. So what we did in the step 1, if I will follow. The step 1, we find the 2 costs, which was CO and CU. CO is equal to buying price minus leftover value, which was $2, and in the CU case, selling price minus buying price. Selling price minus buying price, which was, I think, $3. Yeah. Okay. So in step 2, what we did? In step 2, we calculated the critical ratio. Correct? Critical ratio, CU divided by CO plus CU, right? Which the value was 0.6. And third, the last step, we find out the optimal order quantity, how much we need to order. Okay, in this case, what we did the Q is equal to average demand, if you remember, and then we added the Z value divided by standard deviation value. So Z, I already mentioned, it came from the Z table using the critical ratio, and we got the answer of 105 pizza. Okay, and remember, if CU is greater than, okay, the average, you need to order more. If CU is less than the CO and the average, you need to order less. And if this is both equal, then you need to order exactly the average. These 3 steps, that is all you need. Find CO and CU, calculate the critical ratio, use the Z table to find an optimal order quantity. Every time, any product, any industry, you can use these 3 steps and you can get the actual value to order the quantity. You get it? Now come back to Mr. Tan. Let us go back to our opening game. Remember the question, Mr. Tan, 50 newspaper, $4 profit of each. His daily profit is 200. That is a question. Does the actual profit he is earning every day? The answer was no. And now you understand exactly why. Demand is never exactly 50 every day. Some days 30, some days 70. On slow days, he throws paper away. On busy days, he runs out. Both ways, he loses money. So his average profit is always less than $200. That uncertainty its unpredictable demand is the whole reason the news vendor model exists. And we just saw how it works with the John Pizza shop, right? You need to find CO and CEO, calculate the critical ratio and use a Z table and get the Q, means order quantity, how much you need to order. That is the answer to Mr. Tan's problem and every business like his. If I will repeat, Mr. Tan problem is equal to John Pizza problem is equal to every business problem. Okay. Uncertain demand is if there is news vendor model, it exists to solve the uncertain demand, and find the Q, means how much you need to order, minimum losses, minimize losses in this case, okay, to maximize the profit. This news vendor model helps you to find the minimum loss and the maximum profit. The main thing you need to remember, ordering the right quantity does not guarantee perfect profit. Demand uncertainty always reduces average profit. The news vendor model minimizes the loss, and that is its job. I will repeat what we did in today's video. The first we discussed about the news vendor model, which means it means best order quantity. Okay, best order quantity when demand is uncertain. Okay, and you only get one chance to order. Second, we discussed, if I will say CO means overage cost and the CO means underage cost. Correct? CO formula was buying price minus the salvage value, and the CO means underage cost is equal to selling price minus buying price. Third, we solved the critical ratio. The formula, if you remember, it was CU divided by CO plus CU. Correct? It means if the value is above, then 0.5 means order more than average. If the value is below 0.5, you need to order less. I will mention here, more, less, and if it's equal to 0.5, then order exactly as per the average. Simple. This is a golden rule you need to remember when you are calculating the critical ratio. The fourth point was optimal order. Quantity, how much you need to order. The formula was average demand plus Z value multiplied by standard deviation. And then this model is used for the newspaper, fast food, fashion industry, seasonal products, any product where you order once and cannot reorder. For that product, this news vendor model is very helpful. And uncertain demands always reduces average profit. The model, the main concept of this new vendor model is to minimize the loss and cannot eliminate it. This is the main purpose of the news vendor model. It is very helpful if somebody is ordering the product once and they can't order like next time. That is also like you need to order only one time. This model will always help to get the exact order nearby quantity. So we started with a simple game about Mr. Tan and 50 newspapers, and with the help of John Pizza example, you understand one of the most powerful model in the supply chain. The news vendor model. Find COCU, calculate the critical ratio, and then find the average value using the Z table. Whether you are selling a newspaper, fast food, winter coats, anything, okay, like concert tickets, the same 3 steps give you the optimal order quantity, and that is the beauty of this model. Simple logic and powerful result. If this video helped you to understand the news vendor model, hit that like button, drop a comment, go back to the game at the start, use same method of the John Pizza to get what would Mr. Tan actually make per day on average. Calculate it and drop your answers in the comments. I will tell you if you are right. And don't forget to download the free PPT from the website. I will add the link in the description. And if you are new to SCM Hive, subscribe the channel. Free videos, free concept, the new concept, free presentations you will get every week. And see you in the next video.